And now, straight from the horse's mouth, our Neil Young News Report.
Smell the horse on this one.
With this week's update from ThrashersWheat.org, here's Thrasher.
Hey, Thrasher here with this week's Neil Young news and more. Fresh wheat from down under. The Australia leg of the Alchemy Tour of Neil Young and Crazy Horse continues, and it proves to get more exciting as the tour unfolds. So last week we reported on the opening of the tour leg down in Australia, some of the set list updates, tracking along with what we were hearing last fall on the Alchemy Tour. And turns out that we had one of these blowout shows the other night in Melbourne. Turns out that we had one of the longest set lists on the tour so far, clocking in at about 18 songs or so, and we had some set list debuts as well. A Danger Bird popped up, Barstool Blues popped up, and Sedan Delivery turned up. This is in addition to Opera Star and Prisoners of Rock and Roll making set list debuts earlier in the tour. Also, Cortez showed up at this Melbourne show on March 13th. It was also the longest show in terms of time. It was about 3 hours long. So a lot of excitement out of this. It was a very special show. It was in a smaller arena. This one held about 5,000 seats or so. And some of the reports that we had was that this particular concert was being filmed, which was somewhat odd because actually all of them have been filmed, or at least videotaped. The video screens that are part of the show, all of those video feeds are being recorded. So not sure if this is something, aside from the video feed or something different. But certainly it was a special show, and we certainly hope that we get to see and hear this someday in the archives. But we're still waiting on Trunk Show to show up after, whatever, 3 or 4 years now. So who knows? But anyway, this is definitely one to track down. We've got the YouTubes of the some of the songs on Thrasher's Wheat on the blog, so check that out. We've got a nice Cortez and some Danger Bird and Walk Like a Giant, Ramada Inn. We've got some other tracks, new tracks, Hole in the Sky and Opera Star. So check those out. Hopefully we get them here on the radio show here tonight. We get Tony and Eric to cue those up. So look forward to that. I guess otherwise, just sort of wrapping this up. Last week, we went into this business about the whole doubter business, some of the comments that we were seeing, some of the reviews that we were seeing from the early shows where people were going, all this Crazy Horse, all this racket, all this feedback, where's all that Harvest stuff? And so there was a big disconnect. It looks like all's well that ends well, and now we're halfway through the tour down in Australia. It seems like things have settled down. People are on board with what Young Crazy Horse are up to, and so not seeing any of that sort of negative comments that we saw earlier. So we always find that kind of stuff to be quite puzzling when there's this huge disconnect from what people are experiencing after these shows and what all the hardcore fans are. And in this case, they're pretty delirious. All the Rusties are pretty thrilled with what's going down. So everybody enjoy the rest of the tour as it winds its way through Australia and over to New Zealand next week. And we'll catch up with you next week. Everybody keep on rocking.